Hey everyone, we're going live with Lena and Jana very soon, but I wanted to give you guys a very quick update on John Barilaro's situation and also what's been going on with Gladys Berejiklian getting her pension, which is significantly reduced. But we'll come to that in a second. I'm going to get them on. Be patient with me, and we'll get it out there. Let's get everyone into this chat. It's one. There we go. That's one. That's two. Beautiful. All right. That's one. That's two. One more. Where are you? Lena and Jana, where are you?
Hello,
There you
Joel.
are. Hey, how are you?
Well, and yourself?
Yeah, very good. Very good. It's awesome to finally meet you in person.
I know, right? Thank you so much for having us on. I'm very excited.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Let me see if I can get our other panel member
Lena?
on.
Sure.
Lena, where are you, Lena? We will be patient for Lena. Wild news today. I don't usually get political when people are on, but big news today. I don't know if you heard. So while we're waiting for Lena, we had that update today that John Barilaro was resigning.
I
That's
saw
good.
it.
And a lot of people are asking me, Joel, why is this happening now? And it's like, okay, well, every time you get a change in Premier, what ends up happening is you get a lot of people that were going to retire, they retire sooner. A lot of people that were going to go to federal politics, they do that sooner and they retire. And then they leave their job, they resign. And so a lot of that's happening now. So you've got John Barilaro going. You've got another minister, he's resigned because he wants to go federally. I forgot his name. Got Gladys because of ICAC. I think Brad Hazard's gonna resign soon to spend more time with his kids and family. But I think we'll know after Tuesday if that's gonna happen. But we'll see
Sure.
what happens because I don't think. Oh, here comes Lena. Because I don't think that he's gonna be keen on hanging around with the Conservatives when they're calling the shots. But
Well, I
anyway, that's
mean,
not.
Joel, I used to work in HR and I used to work for a big organization. And every time the head or the leader would leave, they'd clear out the team that used to report to them anyway. It's just a cultural thing. So
Mm.
we'll
Hi.
probably see
Yeah,
it quite a bit.
it's
Hi.
gonna be.
Hi. Hey,
Yeah,
Joel.
formal welcome. Welcome, Lena. Good to see you.
Hi.
Lena
There.
and Jana. So the last thing I wanted to say before we get into it with these lovely ladies is there was also that update about the Gladys Berejiklian is going to be getting a pension package or a retirement package of $200,000 a year, or $2 million in a lump sum. Now, a lot of
Wow.
people, a lot of people are surprised by this, but I wasn't surprised by this. Me and Romeo, we were thinking, okay, she's not going to get the over $400,000 in benefits in January because she didn't make it to her 5 years, which is when they get their benefits. But we are going to see a situation where she gets a bit of a deal, and so she's out early and gets that. Now, I've said to everyone, it doesn't matter if she gets $1 million a year. Nothing's going to protect her from this royal commission we're going to do when we do all of this cleanup and we start to take stock of exactly how much pain we've actually suffered. But that's not what we're here about today. That's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about you lovely young ladies being absolute angels for Western Sydney and feeding the families of Western Sydney. How many families have you fed? The last I checked, it was over 100.
It's
Yep, 100. It's
100.
been, we're nearly close to 200 families.
What,
We're
what's the
almost
name?
there.
What's the name of the organisation, and what's the best way people can help you? Just from the outset, because a lot of people are going to want to know
Sure.
from the start.
So let me give you a little bit of background about how we formed, who we are and how we formed, and then Lena can go into probably how people can help us. So we're just a bunch, there's a group of 9 women from the inner west who we've been friends for quite some time. And, we kind of came up with this idea just around the time where the mandates came in for the construction industry. So my husband is in construction. He was off work for that 2-week period. It was a bit nerve-wracking for us, but then, we saw a lot of families start to get quite anxious about, what are they going to do? Do they take this jab? They've got to feed their families, but they didn't really trust this vaccine just yet. So what we decided to do was kick into action. We were anxious ourselves, but we thought, you know what, let's not focus our energy on the anxious side of things. Let's see what we can do to help. So we decided to just come together, put our, you know, empowerment tribe Instagram together and say, we are here to feed families. We are asking for the community to come together, to focus on the good that we can achieve through all of this. And, you know, we went out there, put it out there to the world and asked if there were perishables or non-perishables that we could personally pick up from our local areas. If you couldn't reach us, a Coles or Woolies voucher would have been amazing. And Joel, from day one, we haven't stopped. We have not stopped. We've had donations from around Australia. It's been incredible. The Aussie community is just unreal, and it's really just given us a lot of faith and it's brought us a lot of joy to be a part of this. So that's how we started, and that's what we're doing.
And it all happened fast as well. So by the time this idea was born to the time it came into fruition, it was all a big blur for me. You too, Yana? Like, it was
such a blur.
Like, all of a sudden we had an Instagram account, we had an email address, we had donations being dropped off at my house, we had families flooding our email addresses asking for help. It was hectic, but it was amazing, and we loved every second of it.
That's awesome.
It's been a real eye-opener, Joel, to see just how many families are struggling through this. You know, you think in a first world country, the government payments would cover, you know, what you need in life, but it really doesn't. It's pretty dire out there. And although I feel for these families in need, they are also so resilient. You know, some of the stories that we could share, incredible people that we're helping.
Well, what kind of thing are you seeing in terms of the, you know, what are there any sort of overarching narratives or sort of common themes you're seeing?
I think I can speak on behalf of myself and the team, is that we knew that lockdowns was going to push people below the poverty line. But when we went out there, we didn't realize, before we went out there, we didn't realize that there were so many people struggling regardless, just from life. Single moms escaping domestic violence was big. We serviced so many single moms that weren't necessarily affected by lockdowns, but just affected by life. And I myself was so naive. I didn't think that children in this country down the road from me weren't eating. No, they literally weren't eating. So I serviced a single mom with a 7-year-old child, and I had a whole lot of food in my boot, and I called her to come out, maybe she could help me. And she said, I opened my boot and she said, what do I take out? And I said, everything, it's all yours. And she started crying profusely. And I asked if I could hug her, and she hugged me so tight, she collapsed in my arms. And she said, I've never seen this much food. My daughter doesn't know what oranges are, because I had like some oranges. Wow. So I had to sit in my car for like 10 minutes. Remember, I was telling you, Yana, I needed to deep that, because it was so powerful and so overwhelming that we have so many stories like that, where we just need to take a minute, take a breather, take 10 minutes, and then regroup and do it all over again. But yes, down the road from us, they're not eating.
For those of you that are listening now, before I lose any of you, remember to click follow up the top, because one day I'll be nuked off this platform. So click follow. This will drop down, and there's a little empowerment group there. If you're struggling right now, hit them up with the message. If you want to follow them and support them, or donate to them, you know, and support them in any kind of way with vouchers, go click the link in their bio. It's all there. Guys, you are absolute legends. I'm hoping, you know, I've been working as hard as I can in where I understand. And, you know, I don't have the gift of hospitality. I'm hospitable, but, you know, you ladies make me look like an amateur. But I have to say, you know, look, well done to you ladies. It sounds like I'm wrapping up the conversation. I'm not. I think that I'm trying to work as hard as I can to make sure that this doesn't go on, so that you girls don't have so much work to do on this stuff. So I'm trying to fix the root causes of this. I'm really hoping
Yeah.
that this premier that comes in now on Tuesday
Oh.
fixes some of that, and we can get some relief, and people can go back to work, and the economy can open up. But you girls are
Yeah.
doing, God's work. That's why I call you angels. You guys are absolute
Thanks,
legends.
Joel. Thank you.
But where do you see? How many people do you actually have helping you with this?
9 women. There's 9 of us. Some of us are mothers. Some of us are actually working part-time, full-time. So we're blessed that we have capacity to be able to do that. And we know that, a lot of people can't do that. But, I just put it out there to say, check in on your neighbors. Even if you are working full time, you've got 100 kids under you, you're looking after them, just check in on your neighbors, because honestly, it's the people that you least expect that are crying out for help at this point in time, Joel.
If you can't donate in money or food or vouchers, you can donate your kindness, and it will go a really, really long way right now. There is so much division right now, especially in this country. So if we could just sprinkle a little fairy dust, your neighbors, ask how they are. The other day, my neighbor's old. He's got 2 sons that don't live with him anymore, but he's got a wife. But I stopped and I said, how are you? Are you okay? Do you need anything? And he started going on about how masks are making his nose bleed and all of that stuff. And he just opened up a can of worms, but I was there and I listened. And now he stops and talks to me every single day. Every single day he will talk to me. And it just gives him that, he's lonely. They're lonely. They're old.
Yeah.
So if you can't donate in things, you can donate your time. You can donate your kindness.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of people asking, what can we do, guys? So there's probably about 5 things I can rattle off just at the top of my head. Yep. First off, if you're having trouble, go up, click follow, and hit them up with a message. If you need some help, it's okay to say you need help, guys. There's no shame. Yes. This is not your fault, what's been happening in the economy. I don't care if you're a dude, if you're a chick, if you're a single parent. If you need help, that's what Australia is about. We're about, helping people. And these women right here, these lovely women in this lovely organization, these 9 lovely young ladies are the embodiment of that. So absolutely go and support them. Go follow them. And if you need help, go there. So go follow them. Share this conversation on here as well. That's something that won't cost you anything. After I upload this, remember to share it on your story and say, check this out. These people are doing God's work. If you want to donate, the link's in their bio as well. And remember that if anyone that might be needing help, have a conversation with them. Have a chat with them. And let them know that these people exist. You girls, you're doing God's work in Southwest Sydney.
Joel, if I could just interrupt you quickly, you can also nominate that family. If you think they're too shy or too embarrassed, we are open for nominations as well. And we'll keep that confidential.
Yeah, most of them that are coming in are actually anonymously nominating their friends, families.
Wow.
So a lot of the time we'll go and we'll deliver to a family that have absolutely no idea. So I went to deliver to a family and she was like, what is this? What's going on? And I said to her, you've been nominated. And she said to me, I prayed for you last night. I prayed for you last night and here you are. So I cried my eyes out.
Hey, you girls have families, right?
We do. And we feed these families as if they're our families, Joel.
Yeah,
we're not skimping on anything.
So not only are you keeping things going with your own families, you're also, pulling more weight with you. It reminds me of, I don't know if you guys have heard of the quote from Ronald Reagan, the American president, where he says, you can't help everyone, but everyone can help someone. And that's what I see you girls doing. And that's how I think we can make the country really a lot better than it is right now.
Without a doubt, Joel, everyone has a part to play. We're here for a reason, and this seems to be our reason right now.
Oh, you guys are great. You guys are awesome.
And I want to say thank you to everybody who's also nominated or shared a post, because every time you share a post that, families could see it that otherwise didn't know that Empowerment Tribe existed. So even if you've shared a post or written, on a post, a comment, anything, nominated somebody, donated vouchers, you have kept this movement going. We couldn't have done it without you. Honestly, we can't do it without you.
What do you ladies specifically send? Let's say that I see my neighbors having trouble and I can't help them myself, and I nominate them. What's the process there? So you guys get that, you process that, and what exactly do you actually send to them?
Go, Lena.
Oh, okay. So if they're a little bit far away from us, we will do an online order for them, and that will get delivered to their house from, let's say, Woolworths. If they're locals, we will go shopping with those vouchers, pick up all the perishables and non-perishables, like loads of it, and then just drop it off to their house. Basically, that's how we do it. And we get a lot
and we'll
of
ask
donations.
We do. And we ask if there are any dietary requirements or any specific requirements that they need. I mean, we've serviced gluten-free, vegan, halal. We do it all. And you get all your basic non-perishables, your rice, etc., sauces, things that will keep you going for a while. But we're so frozen a little. Anyway, I'll just keep talking until someone tells me otherwise. Your meats and your vegetables and your fruits. So we make sure there's everything in there to last them a good 1 week or 1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah. Have you guys got me? I heard all of that.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, I did.
We've got you back.
I've got another phone running on the Turning Point page. I could actually hear all that. Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay.
I need a new phone.
Yeah.
I'm in the process of getting a new phone. This one's just...
Oh, good.
I hope it's not lagging still. Yeah, look, I think
Joel is...
No, you're frozen. Give me
frozen.
2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds.
All right.
Just reading comments. Oh, it's so great that, you know, some of them are inspired to do the same thing.
I would love for other groups to start doing this.
More families.
How incredible would that be? Yeah. Even just looking after your street, if you have the ways and means to do it, it would go a long way. We don't want to leave anyone behind. That's the issue here. He's back.
I'm back. I'm on the other phone. The other phone, the internet's not playing up. It's all right. It's funny, you know.
All good.
In this weather, it overheats the phones, and so it's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, you wouldn't believe it. When I was editing videos a year ago and doing all these interviews and all that, the laptop I'd be working on, it'd be so hot. I'd need ice packs, and I have to change them every hour. It was crazy. Yeah, I know.
Oh wow.
Anyway, I want to keep this relatively short because I think these iPhones are going to cut out any second now. These are iPhone 8s. I need some newer ones to actually keep things going. But guys, I can't wait to meet you in person, give you a big hug and a kiss on the cheek because you're doing God's work. You're legends, and more power to you. Is there anything else? And take your time with this. Is there anything else you girls want to tell the audience? Let them know what they can do. You know, just tell Australia something. Like, you know, if you had 2 minutes to broadcast a message to Australia, what would it be?
It would be, we are almost there. We are in this together. We don't want to leave anybody behind in this, and find a way to make sure that everyone comes along the journey with us. That's what I want. And if you can donate through vouchers or non-perishables, etc., we would love that. If you can share our page, we would love that. If you can nominate a family or raise your hand yourself and say, I need help, we will welcome you with open arms. That's what I would say. Lena, anything else?
A little shout out to some of the businesses that have helped us. Yana, we've got Yana, you there?
Yeah, I'm there. It's kind of cutting out though.
Yeah, the businesses that we want to shout out. So we've got Hilltop Fruit. Help me out, Yana.
It's cutting out. I don't know what you said, but Hilltop Fruit, the Saltuary, Ziggy's, and Elvie's Meats. Thank you so much for supporting us. And if there are any other small businesses that would like to, you know, help us out, we are always looking for you guys.
Right, and that goes for people around the country, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
At the moment, Joel, we're servicing New South Wales, right? So, but we are getting donations Australia-wide, which is incredible. Yeah. We're starting to look to see what we can do in Melbourne, Joel. Yeah. So watch this space.
Awesome. You guys are great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Melbourne, that would be amazing.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can see us turning New South Wales around relatively soon with this stuff. Melbourne, there's a lot of work we've got to do, guys. There's a lot of work.
Yes.
I'm hoping that the equivalent of ICAC down there fixes things up.
Fingers crossed. Well, thank you, Joel, for your time. I really appreciate it.
Oh, this costs me nothing. It hasn't even been an hour. It's been a 20
Joel,
minute
what do you
interview.
think? What do you think? I mean, if you can hear me.
Sorry, what do I think of
the premiere?
Oh, Perrottet. He's a lot better. He's a lot better than Gladys. And a lot of people don't believe that because his father is in, he was at worked in the World Bank, and he worked in, what else did he do? The World Economic Forum. But just like every organization, there are good and bad people in the organization. And Dominic Perrottet is someone who's made all the right sounds on lockdowns. He has said that lockdowns, we don't want a two-tiered society. He said, I think in the second week of this lockdown, he said we should not be extending it. We should be learning to live with the virus. These are all things he said. Now all he has to do is do what he said. And that's what we're all interested to see. Now's his opportunity to do it. But yeah, look, when it comes to what's the way the Liberal Party works, there's about 4 factions. There's like the far left wing, which were like the Malcolm Turnbulls. You've got the center left, you've got the center right, and then you've got Dominic Perrottet, who's, they say, the far right, but he's just he's a reasonable guy. He has 6 kids. He's religious. A lot of people, it'll never be enough. He won't be far enough right, but he's the most right-wing sort of leader that's there. He's in the same faction as Tanya Davies, and Gladys Berejiklian, just to put things in perspective, she's on the center-right faction, so she's more left-wing than him, but she's in the same faction as Scott Morrison, just to put that in perspective. There are big differences. I've got big hopes for the guy. There's a lot of things I'm expecting from him. Like an end to the vaccine mandates, an end to a lockdown. I don't want another day of lockdown in this thing. I want to see all of these lawsuits, everyone that's been given a fine. I want all that stuff dropped. I want a situation where Australia doesn't have to worry about the vaccine passports in any situation. And I want to see our New South Wales, our state, revitalised so we get out of this, so we don't keep spending money that we can't pay back. But at the same time, we need to open things up so the free market can correct and fix everything up. But less government, less police, just stay out of our lives, So that's what I'm hoping. But this is the warning. This is the warning. And it always goes back to this. We cannot look for a savior. Dominic Perrottet is not our savior. What empowers Dominic Perrottet is the Liberal Party branches that are underneath him. A lot of them are conservative in the southwestern suburbs and southwest Sydney suburbs, and they are pushing him to open things up. That's where the power is. And if he doesn't do that, then his branches turn against him. Why are branches conservative? Because people get involved in politics, and people need to remember that they need to join, I don't care which party, they need to join their party to make it happen. Because as it stands right now, 30,000 people are members of political parties. That's only 0.5% of the eligible voters in this state. 0.5%. It's worse than, the 1% ruling over us. It's 0.5%. So people need to join their political parties. They need to get involved. This is the new normal. It's getting involved in the political process.
Yeah.
Just like what you ladies have done. You've seen a problem. You've really put your head and heart to it, and you've made things happen. Similarly, people have to do that. Everyone should have at least one member of their family as a member of a political party. Even if you're single, everyone should be. And when you get in there, you've got to look for people with common ideas, common thoughts, and go from there. But we can't do what we've always done. Otherwise, we'll always get what we've always got, which is crap and disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Awesome.
Joel, I just want to thank you so much for having us on today. You are an angel. We love everything you do. We watch every single live that you do. We're the first one on there. As soon as I see Joel is going live, I'm doing it all. So thank you so much, for having us on here. Imagine how many families this has reached already. So thank you.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Let me know how you go. I want to know how you go, because there's a lot of good people that they want to direct their energy. And when they see your smiling faces, when you donate to these, your time and energy, and you know, it's feeding families. It's the necessities of
We're
life.
feeding
You
families.
can't argue
That's
with it.
it.
It's not political, you know, and people love that stuff.
At all.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and if we could take, you know, a week worth of food off these people's shoulders just for them to think about what they need to do with their lives, then we've done enough. Like we were happy to feed one family, so we've done more than what we even thought we could do.
It's not
Absolutely.
So thank you.
My pleasure. I'm going to call it
All
there.
right.
Let me know
Yes,
how you go.
thank you.
Send me a message in the coming weeks how you go with this stuff, and who knows,
We
maybe
will.
we'll do another live in the near future.
Sounds good, Joel. All right, take care of yourself. Thank you, everybody.
I'll see you, ladies.
Bye.
Take it easy. And for those of you listening, remember to
Thank
follow those accounts as well.
you.
And yeah, we'll go from there. All right. Thanks very much, everyone, for tuning in. And we'll see how tomorrow goes. Tuesday, big day. But I'll see you all later.